Everybody get down. Everybody dance. Get up. Get up. That little gay talk show. 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 Welcome, everyone. It's That Little Gay Talk Show. I'm your host, Joel Tatum. All our episodes are brought to you by Tuvi's Woodworking. Tuvi gives you wood. Check him out on my webpage, thatlittlegaytalks.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom and click on his Tuvi's Woodworking icon. For all of you listeners out there who are listening, you would get a 20% discount if you decide you want a custom oh, Lord. I almost said keyboard. If you want a custom cutting board made specifically for you. He made one for my show, which I will show my guests later. Speaking of which, my guest, I had him on last week, but he did a phone thing because I had a little bit of a COVID scare last week, so I couldn't have anybody on. Just for everybody to know, I'm negative. It was the happiest day. Turns out I had bronchitis.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they gave me a little bit of, they said, well, we can give you something, but I mean, it's bronchitis. So you just have to live with it.
Yeah,
and I'm like, but you have to be extra careful because, COVID. So, so everything's good. So I'm actually able to have people in the studio 6 feet apart, of course. I got all kinds of sanitizers. I got everything in this mug.
I think I spy 3.
Because ain't nobody suing me. Ain't nobody suing me for having no. If you came up with COVID, that's on your own. Ain't got nothing to do with that. My guest today is Charlotte. Love that last name. Charlotte ShottGunz is in the house. Or, as I like to call him, Scott.
So did you know that? I never really told anyone this, but the name ShottGunz actually comes from my first name, Scott. So the way if you look at it, it's S-H-O-T-T. Scott.
Oh, okay.
S-C-O-T-T.
Okay.
Then guns, because, who needs a...
Well, I mean, he does have a little bit of guns on him, so he's got some arms on him, so I can understand where the guns came.
I was born of him.
Welcome to the show, Scott. How you doing today?
I'm great.
I know. Last week we talked so much about drag in Houston. We talked about South Florida drag, which, my God, it was such an amazing talk. I feel like I want to expand on that a little bit more. We only talked a little bit about your drag, though. And I feel like we left out a lot of bits and pieces here. So I kind of want to catch up on that before we get into some other subjects. Because I have some other subjects for you.
I saw the little thing over there. I'm excited.
Well, we are going to talk a little bit. Before we get started, let's talk a little bit of RuPaul's Drag Race. Because, we're not a gay station unless we're talking RuPaul's. Talk about the gay things exactly. I mean, you can't be gay without talking about RuPaul's Drag Race.
RuPaul's Gay Race.
I know, RuPaul's Gay Race. So we're down to the final 3.
And they're exactly who I thought it was.
Yes, exactly. I always thought it was going to be Alexis Mateo.
Me too.
I always thought it was going to be Alexis Mateo, but I have to say that Miss Cracker,
she did show out.
She did show out. Yeah,
she really pulled everything out of the bag, and she was like, "Hey, bitch, I'm here." I haven't seen the last episode, but I know who's in the top 3. But I am happy. I'm satisfied.
I think I'm satisfied.
I'm satisfied.
Yeah, I'm satisfied. I knew from the start that it would definitely be Shea Coulee.
Yeah.
I knew from the start it would be Shea Coulee. From the very beginning. The moment that she walked in, I'm like,
I was thinking
her drag aesthetic changed, and it's more.
It's changed in a good way, and it's progressed. Even though her style of drag is very progressive than everyone else's.
Yeah.
Very.
I feel like it's a slight mix of fashion and pageant, I think.
Yes, it is.
I think it is.
A little camp too. A
little bit of camp thrown in. She is a fashion queen.
She's painted for filth. So fucking
Yeah,
good.
exactly. Every week she is painted for filth. And it's been neck and neck between her and Miss Cracker. Now, Miss Cracker, now I watched the episode where they did stand up. And I'm going to be honest, all the girls weren't that great. I know Blair St. Clair, that girl, I don't even know how she made it to, I'm still wondering how she made it to the top 4.
She Roxy Andered it.
She basically did. She Roxy Andered.
But she was safe, consistent, period. She was just safe. She was never in the bottom or she was never in the top.
Yeah, she had never won any challenges.
And I'm so sad that they sent Alexis home. They should have sent Blair.
And you know what? If I was, and now this is me being evil. I'm going to be honest. My biggest competition is Shea Coulee. I'm going to get rid of Shea Coulee.
Yeah.
Because I would have a better chance of winning if it was Blair and Juju.
But could you imagine the repercussion of that?
The fans.
Like, you're canceled.
The fans.
Because even when Miss Cracker did that thing, I was like, no, girl, like you about to your career.
Well, I wondered about that too. The Vixen brought up a good point about how some of the fans treat the Black Queens on the show, and
you're right. Yeah,
I thought, my first thought, looking at it competition wise, if I'm Miss Cracker, I'm sending Shea Coulee home. I'm sending her home. This bitch is neck and neck with me. She could possibly win this. I need this. I would have sent her home. But when she sent Alexis home, was it Alexis or Blair?
I think she sent Blair home.
Yeah, she sent Blair home. But when she sent Blair home, I'm like, that's right. That's about right, because Blair didn't really...
She didn't do anything. She was there to be there. And then what if she won Drag Race? What if she came out with some spectacular...
There was no way. I'm sorry.
No, she wasn't.
There was no way.
It would have been Miss Cracker versus...
No,
Juju.
that's like Roxy. And which season? I think season 9? She made it to the top 3 with Relaskata. Almost with the only one who didn't make it was, what's her name? But...
Roxy Andrews.
Yeah. But she made it to the top 3.
I meant to say Detox.
Yeah, Detox. Yes. Detox, who...
Detox was phenomenal, but Detox, like when I've met Detox in real life, and when she gives up, she just gives up. I'm not about that life.
You know what? You know what was disappointing? I thought, Alaska deserved her win. By the way, Alaska,
she did that season.
Yes, season 4,
because she was above everyone.
Yeah,
and that's when everyone knew. Yeah, you have to step your game up to be in All Stars.
Oh, I'm sorry, season 2. Season 2 of All Stars. But Alaska came in. She was ready. She was ready. She had an agenda and she was ready. But Detox, the fashions were out of this world. That bitch. My favorite one was the red leather pantsuit. My God, with the black makeup across.
Oh, yes.
Yes. I mean, she worked runway, but when it came to challenges, she just couldn't get there.
I think it's because it was out of her, her comfort zone to do all that stuff.
I know. And you know what? I found her just as funny as Alaska, but Alaska...
She camped it
up. She took it up.
She was relatable to RuPaul. She's like, okay, RuPaul's going to throw something at me. I'm going to hit her right back.
Yeah, exactly.
And at least Detox, when she was hit with something, it was either hit or miss.
So she was able to keep up. But Blair was
just there.
Blair was just there. Even her runway.
What is it like?
I know. Even her runway, I'm like...
Her runway was
improved.
very beautiful.
It's improved.
Yeah, her runway was beautiful. It's just it was like, it's like Diva, do something spectacular, make us want to copy your
make
costumes.
us gag. Make us gag. And if
make us gag.
Don't make us go, oh.
Okay, it's beautiful.
Blair.
This ensemble, her draping thing was beautiful, but it wasn't as on the level of drag that I would appreciate it to be. If that makes sense.
I still don't, here we are, we're season 12. I still don't understand why these bitches will still walk down the runway in what is essentially a one-piece bathing suit and throw stuff on it and think it's fashion. I still don't understand why we are here.
Aiden Zane.
And Blair St. Clair in her last one, when she did the barbecue challenge, and all she had on was all she did was add a couple of strips to a one-piece bathing suit, leotard, and walk. And I'm like, Really? Why? Why would you do that? We've seen this 1,000 times. Y'all get red for that every time.
Like just you know that it's coming. You really know it's coming.
These other queens put work and effort into their shit when they walk down that runway, and you come walking down looking like that, and I'm like, this girl here. I can understand why Bob the drag queen. She annoys her. Have you watched the Pit?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, Bob the drag queen. For some reason, he has it out for Blair St. Clair. He just completely has it out for her. He cannot. Now, I can't say he can't stand her, but every episode from the first episode up until now, he has said something negative about Blair St. Clair every time. Blair St. Clair just makes him so mad.
Yeah.
Oh, you go. I go to YouTube and please watch the Pit Stop.
I will.
Please watch, because Bob the drag queen is hilarious. Yeah, I love Bob the drag queen. Between him and Bianca Del Toro, when it comes to funny queens, they are the tip top when it comes to the funniest queens.
They are. They're so responsive. They can they're throwing something and then bam, right back.
Exactly. So watch the Pit Stop.
I will.
Yes,
I've
please.
seen it on because I watch the VH thing on the VH1 app, and I always see it pop up on there. I think it's on there.
Well, I just go to YouTube. Yeah. It's almost always on YouTube, and it's much easier to watch than on the VH1 app. I've tried watching stuff on the VH1 app, and it either freezes or whatever. The
voice is delayed. And I hate that.
And it's easier for me to watch it on my television because with my Apple TV or my Chromecast, I could just. Yeah, bam! Absolutely. It's right there on my TV instead of me having to watch it on my little phone all the time, which I will do in bed late at night when I can't sleep. Yeah. I'm up watching crappy ass videos from all kinds, from Benito Skinner to Tim Bay to Blame It on Tonkway, or I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. Please, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, somebody out there tell me. Please, somebody, just y'all have all the means. If y'all have all the means to tell me, I have the web page, I've got Instagram, whatever. Just tell me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, and I will make sure next time I pronounce it right. But okay. So we went into all of that, but we got the RuPaul stuff out of the way. I'm looking. I don't know if I'm looking forward to his new show though.
What is his new show?
The Vegas Review show.
RuPaul's?
Yeah, RuPaul's Vegas Review. We talked about this before you came.
Yes. I don't know. I thought it
with
was
Asia O'Hara and Derek Barry and all the other ones.
I thought it was. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you meant that Derek Barry was reviewing the Vegas show.
No, it's it's RuPaul's Drag Race Live Review.
Yes,
in Vegas. Yeah, so it's the Vegas Review.
I haven't really. I honestly have not. I'm right now. I'm taking a little break from social media and everything. I haven't even watched the last episode of Drag Race, so I probably missed it. But I'm probably once I get online.
Even though you missed it, you pretty much got it right on the. You got the nail on the head. I mean, we already knew who the three would be, but I think that you and I have both made this quite clear. It's going to have to be Shea Coulee or Jujubee.
I feel like it is going to be Shea Coulee, unless it's a tie, then I would be so happy because that's going to be two people of color that have won the title. And
I feel bad for Miss Cracker because, like I said, Miss Cracker has turned it out.
She has turned it out, but she has turned it out the past 3 episodes.
I think this was the wrong time.
Yeah, they'll bring her back.
Yeah, I think this was the wrong time because, to be honest,
deserves it. This is Jujubee's
third time. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 white queens. That's 4 white queens.
Chad Michaels, Alaska, Trinity. Who was the other one?
Trinity the Tuck and
Alaska. How could we forget Alaska?
Yeah.
Then there's also Bob the Drag Queen, but she shares half a point with someone, and it's sad. So we need someone of color.
Yeah, we need someone
representation. RuPaul.
You know what RuPaul really needs though, I can't believe I'm saying this. Now throughout the seasons, it's been a mix. It's gone back black, white, black, white, black, white. We don't have anybody Hispanic. No. We don't have anyone Asian.
No.
And Jujubee
is incredible,
phenomenal.
Charismatic. She is the. Did you know that the RuPaul charismatic uniqueness, nerve, and talent stands for cunt?
Yes, I know. I knew that from day one.
I didn't know that. I
knew that from the first episode. I had been watching RuPaul's Drag Race since season 1.
I've started season 4 with Sharon Needles.
You have to go all the way back. Go all the way back.
I've seen them. I watched back and I watched it. I watched BB's episode. I know Nina when before pre-COVID, she used to go to Miami a lot, and I met her.
But here's the thing. I think that I feel like RuPaul always has a plan, and I think so let this be the scenario. So if Jujubee wins, then he has some plans for Shea Coulee. And when I mean plans for Shea Coulee, I mean that Shea Coulee is going to either end up working for RuPaul in some capacity, or she's going to end up possibly being a judge on another show.
Absolutely.
Maybe one, the Canada one. I
haven't watched it, but
please,
I saw that.
It's boring. I can't tell you how boring it is. It is boring. The judges don't have.
They don't have RuPaul's wit.
No,
and
they don't.
Sucks to say, or even Michelle Visage or Ross Matthews.
We don't have exactly. They don't have
a dynamic with them, and then Carson Kressley is also a pretty good commentator, like on the show.
And I don't understand why you didn't put one of them.
I think it's because it's in Canada.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Brooklyn Heights is from
Brooklyn Heights is Brooklyn Heights is from Canada, and she's talented and all, but
she is good.
She's not one to be leading
up there. No, you're right. 100%.
She's not one to be leading.
I haven't watched any of the episodes, but I've seen that.
I've watched enough that I went, these queens are boring. It's just not. It is so boring.
It might be the editing too.
Is it though? Because I haven't
seen it at all.
You can't edit boring. I mean, you can only edit boring so much before you're like, okay, so is it bad or is it boring?
I mean, I feel like they should have. They're still trying something new because it's like they're basing off a show off someone who has already made a career off it. And Brooklyn Heights could be the new RuPaul of Canada if she really tried. But she's, I don't know, from the looks that I've seen of Brooklyn Heights, and this is no shade to her. It's just like, Diva, RuPaul is up here, and you're like midway there. And midway is really talented and stuff, but RuPaul. When you imagine a drag queen, big hair, like gorgeous gown, and then I think I saw an episode in Brooklyn Heights had her hair slicked back with the bodysuit, and I'm just like, girl, I was like, you're supposed to be the RuPaul of Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, give us some fashion, give us some, like, RuPaul is glamour.
Brooklyn Heights.
Brooklyn Heights is incredible.
She's incredible to look at, and her drag was fantastic.
Incredible.
Yeah,
but it's just like,
but I'm like, why is it so lackluster now?
If you're gonna compare yourself to RuPaul and be like, she's a permanent judge, right?
She is she's sitting in RuPaul's seat.
Yep, that's what I thought.
She's sitting in RuPaul's seat when it comes to Canadian drag. So
I saw that, and I just wasn't sure, but it's just like, I don't want to say try harder, but like. Amp it up.
Yeah. So I feel like that when you come in second or third place, RuPaul always seems to have plans. Raven.
Look at Raven.
Raven
will never be on another All Stars because if she's not, then who's going to do RuPaul's makeup?
Yeah, exactly. Raven does her makeup. Raja does her outfits now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
Delta Work now.
Delta Work does her wigs, and Delta Work won an Emmy for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she won an Emmy for that. So Ru knows how to pick which girl. Okay, so yes.
Well, she's had over 100 queens.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, look, I know that you didn't, but your skills, bitch, you come work for me. Come work for me, and I will, yes. I'll pay you good. I'll pay you good. And if you don't want to do this anymore, you'll have to. But you have a solid job with me.
Like she did Matthew Anderson. R.I.P. Do you know who Matthew Anderson is? Her old makeup artist.
Yeah, her old makeup artist.
I met him in person, and he was such a nice, beautiful person. It just sucks how bad they ended.
I know. But you could tell when Raven had taken over. When I think she took over in season.
It was the one season where RuPaul wasn't in drag the first episode.
Yeah.
And I believe it was the season with Valentina because I remember they did the whole represent your country and RuPaul was not in drag because his Raven was literally in another state.
So Raven came in and took over, and Raven has been doing a fantastic job.
She has been doing a fantastic job.
She has been doing a fantastic job. So my theories are like this: if Jujubee wins, she has another plan for Shea Coulee.
She does.
I don't know what she has. I don't know what she has in mind for. I think Miss Cracker will probably just go on the road.
Yeah, she'll be part of that Michelle Visage show that she takes around.
Yeah,
so do it,
she'll probably be doing something else in some capacity.
Yeah,
Miss Cracker will be fine. But I feel like, to be honest, Miss Cracker shouldn't get her hopes up.
No, she shouldn't. It sucks to say that, but it's so true.
I really don't think she should get her hopes up because after the drubbing that RuPaul got from the Vixen during their reunion episode on season 10, where Vixen let her know, hey, Ru, you're not really supportive of the people of color on this show, Absolutely. And you really need to start.
I'm so glad that she called her out. And I'm pretty sure there was more to say, but RuPaul probably edited it out.
Yeah. I'm sure there was. And I watched that. It was
intense.
Heated. It was intense.
And Asia O'Hara completely took control and told RuPaul, just basically shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen to your queen listen to one of your queens because this is true.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it took the Vixen to walk out, and watching RuPaul get super mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you, this woman is, this bitch is trying to tell you something, and you're not listening. You're doing that whole Zen, whatever, I worked my way up my bootstraps, and I was in the same position she was, blah, blah, blah. Well, now it's time for you to use. It's a different time now. It's time for you to use that position.
You've grown accustomed to the society that you're living in, and this is someone new telling you, hey, like, wake the fuck up.
Yeah, and wake the fuck up, because I have seen some of the fandom on RuPaul's on the Drag Race.
Even just looking at the comments.
The comment section are horrific.
RuPaul has always said, "Don't look if you're going to be part of this team, like the Drag Race. Never read the comments." And it's like I read the comments sometimes, and it's like, "Oh my god, I could never imagine someone talking to me like this."
Yeah, exactly. And to be quite honest, I mean, for RuPaul, that's a simplistic way to look at it, because when you look at who has the most followers and who doesn't, it's usually the white queens who have more followers. Yeah, and they're verified.
They're verified on Instagram and Twitter, but then there's like the people of color that are not.
Exactly.
I don't think when the Widow Von Du has even been verified.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Twitter, and I'm like, she was a finalist.
She was a finalist. So
she was a finalist, and she hasn't been verified. But then you have who, like, I don't even know who, like, someone that left the fucking first episode, like Layla McQueen.
Yeah, exactly.
That left the first episode, and she's verified.
So
it's like it's real. It's like y'all are doing something racist as fuck.
I feel like when it comes to Ru and the show, I feel like I don't know if she's in control anymore.
No, she's not. Her producers are.
I don't.
And her producers are white. Did you ever see the video where? Oh my god, that was so cringy.
Yeah, exactly.
Where somebody, like, for those of you that didn't watch it, it was RuPaul was taking an award for something, and it was her and her crew, and it was all white people except for RuPaul. And someone asked her, like,
mostly males, wasn't it?
And it's like, you're so inclusive. You said that you're so inclusive on having people of color or something work for you, but then you're the only, like, person of color up there.
Yeah, exactly.
And RuPaul's like, well, I'm gay and I'm black, and I'm just like,
and this is my show, and blah blah. But RuPaul,
but the people aren't working for you, girl. But
what's
who's
all
working
this
for you, girl? Are you behind a brick wall? Like,
exactly.
Are you standing behind a white, like, fucking, what is it, platform?
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, a lot of people have called her out for this for years,
and she just ignores it.
And she just completely ignores it. And you know what? As one of the fans of the show myself, I think I ignored it too, because I'm so wrapped up in the show.
Yeah, because it's RuPaul.
Yeah, because it's RuPaul, and I'm wrapped up in the show. And I remember 22-year-old Joel seeing RuPaul in a video. Yeah, in a video for Supermodel, and I went,
"Who is this bitch?"
My mouth was agape. I'm like, that's a drag queen.
Yeah,
that's a drag queen. Look at that.
Mainstream media.
I know. She is in mainstream. And then to see her in a Brady Bunch movie, and I'm like,
oh my god,
RuPaul!
as a guidance counselor.
I know.
I watched that movie just because she was in it.
And then RuPaul introduces me to Lady Bunny, and then Lady Bunny introduces me to Coco. Then Coco introduces me to all Lip Synca and all these other drag queens that I had never heard of before RuPaul. So it was a moment of, oh, drag is amazing. Yep.
It's just like you stepped into RuPaul's world and you met her entourage. RuPaul has really changed the world. I will say that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's been for the good, but it's also for every good there's a bad. For every positive there's a negative. For every cause there's an effect.
And I honestly think that I really started to. I'm not turning on RuPaul. Don't get me wrong.
No.
I'm not turning on RuPaul, but
I don't want to.
My eyes are a little bit more open, and I think actually it was Lady Bunny who actually opened my eyes a little bit more. You know, she's like, RuPaul's my best friend, and I love her to death. She has her idea of what drag is. I have my idea of what drag is, and we can't all these queens out here trying to base their idea of what drag is on RuPaul. Shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing your...
Drag is whatever.
Drag
RuPaul has even said it. You're born naked and the rest is drag.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I wish she would stick to those.
Yeah, I know.
But those are her old roots.
Those are her old roots. And,
that's when she was androgynous and she was performing alongside of a rock band.
And I think, honestly, because she's trying to do all these... I think
she's trying to be the most professional thing ever, and
RuPaul is overextended. She keeps trying to do more and more stuff because she
knows she has the capability of doing it.
But she's overextended. She's trying to do this show, that show, try to be here, there.
Show. She's trying to host. She hosted SNL. SNL was really good. RuPaul, I will say that.
I thought it was mediocre. I thought she could have been funnier.
Yes, but also she was catering to a straight crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
And if she overly gays it, or if she talks let's say me and you are 5 Jameson deeps and 5 White Claws deep, and you have our own fucking gay language, and we're like, girl, you know how I'm talking about.
I know.
And people, the straight people would what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, exactly.
What is going on, bro?
But don't you think by now, and because gay culture has been
a little bit mainstream.
A little bit more mainstream. I think that the hetero crowd is a bit smarter and can pick up on gay speak a lot more.
Yes. They do, because they 2 years after we say what we say, bitch, I've been saying what's the tea for how long, and now all these girls are like, what's tea? Like, girl, that's so old. That's so 2007.
Yeah, exactly. So they pick up on this. They don't pick up on it quickly, but they pick up on it.
Yeah.
Because our language actually evolves so quickly.
Yeah, we come up with new shit.
We come up with new shit every day. And, the funny thing is that here's how I've been told how gay speak happens.
Yeah.
First, the black girls say it.
Yep, 100%.
It starts with the black girls, which I disagree with. I think it starts with the black queens. Then it starts with the black girls.
I think it's the black girls that hang with the black queens.
Yes, I think it's the black girls that hangs with the black queens.
I think we just all get lazy and just girl, let's kiki.
Yeah, exactly.
Hang out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easier to say kiki.
Yeah, it is.
What's going on? What's the tea?
What's the tea?
We can go through all these things and say what they actually mean. These are just code words of telling me a girl this is a shortcut to saying this. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Girl, we got lazy, we got drunk, and girl, let's kiki.
Yeah,
let's go to my house afterwards and kiki.
Let's just kiki. Yeah, because like I said, I think honestly, there's always been a contention of who it starts with first. Does it start with the black girls or does it start with the queens? I would think it starts with the queens.
Yeah.
I think the queens and the black queens and the black girls, they hang out together. We can't
necessarily say that it's one or the other. It's both.
I think it's both. And they really kind of
both, and it's not.
Yeah, and they kind of modify back and forth the language. And then the black queens start talking to the white queens, and the white queens are like, okay, girl, I like that. Yeah. I'm going to start talking like that
now.
The
white gays, so the white girls, there it is, and it's on social media.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's mainstream.
Exactly.
Because, everyone's saying period now. I've been saying period for a long-ass time, for as I remember.
I used 20 years ago, I was calling Target Target before anybody else. I'm me and my friends were sitting every time we would go. And Target at the time, now...
Was it when it was a bulldog?
You're a little young. You're 26. You're a little young side. So you don't realize that Target used to be like Dollar Tree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it used to be like the low end, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then somewhere along the mid-90s, Target said, you know what? No.
Let's step this game up.
No. We want to step this game up a little. So they started adding better fashion. Then they started adding better products. And then the gays started going, wait a minute. What's going on over here? And so now we were all, girl, it's not even Target anymore. It's Target. Oh, they've gone Target. So we were saying Target and then now I'm hearing all these, girl, let's go to Target. Girl, we've been saying that for years.
For years.
I've
heard Target from gay people for a long time.
I've heard Target from all the Karens out there.
Recently.
Girl, where you going? I'm going to Target to get some wine. What do you mean Target? I'm going to Target to get some wine. I'm like, oh, okay. Now the white girls
Karens.
are saying.
Oh my God. Can we just have a segment and talk about Karens?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I think we will. But you know what? Our wine glasses are empty. We're at the 30-minute mark. I think it's time to take a break.
Absolutely.
I think it's absolutely. I've always wanted absolutely. I don't think I'm going to say it right ever, but I just
hold your nose.
I know. Absolutely. So we're going to take a little bit of a break, and we're going to be right back. And we're back. We are back. We had to get a little wine. We're almost out of wine already.
I know.
We were talking in between break, and I usually have breaks are usually for refilling a glass, going to the bathroom, doing, getting pretty, all that other stuff. We're gonna have to take some pictures.
I know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to take some pictures.
I did my makeup a little bit, subtle, very MUA, very. I'm working at the counter at Macy's.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? Let us, since we're in the second half of the show. Let's have a little fun. Let's have a little fun. Let's
let loose.
Let's let loose. And I want to. I'm trying to decide if I want to save this, and then talk. You know what? I'll save it for later. Let's get into your drag.
Okay.
Let's get into everything that I'm fascinated by. I have to say this. I think, did you, in your picture, is the beard a recent thing?
No, it's always been a thing, but I always,
because I thought you were shaved.
No, I always color correct my beard so it matches my face. So it looks like it's a long part of my face.
Because I'm like,
because I do match my
because
face.
when I was looking at your drag, I'm like, does he paint his beard on? Because I could have sworn there was a picture of you without a beard on your Instagram.
I think it's like with my my beard. I recently dyed my beard, and it just looks like my skin color.
Oh, I think that's what it is because because I'm like, oh, I think he paints his beard in because he doesn't look like he has a beard.
As you can see, it's growing out.
And then when he came out, and when you came over, and I'm like, by the way. Last week when I talked to him, he was on the phone. So this is my first time seeing him.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is my first. And by the way, he's quite handsome for you young men out there. You're a little young for me.
I'm single already.
I know he's single. I
feel like I'm in one 26.
Of those like. He's 26. I feel like I should be some kind of matchmaker here. He's 26. He is. He's cute. He is so cute, y'all. And he's got some guns. And he's got some guns, and he does drag, so he would be so much fun, and he would do your makeup if necessary. You will never leave the house looking ruffled.
I have more than enough makeup.
Yeah, exactly. You would never leave the house looking ruffled. When I was, I worked at worked for a suit store many years ago when I was in my youth, and I always was tickled by the fact that these women would come in and they were well dressed, and their fashion was popping, and then they would bring their husbands, and their husbands would look terrible. Oh, and I'm like, and they come in and buy a suit because the first thing she would say to me is, "My husband needs a suit," and I said, "Okay, what does he need a suit for?" Well, he needs a church suit and he needs a work suit. I said, "Well, okay." well, let's find him a church suit. And, of course...
What is the difference between a church suit and a work suit?
Well, a church suit, you can do literally, and I found this out. You know, I'm a terrible black person because I didn't grow up in church because my parents weren't church people. Mm-hmm. So I didn't go to church much. So I didn't know a lot about church fashion at the time. I had to learn it. So it seems that colors, business suits are usually black, blue, or gray.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Black,
maybe
blue.
a brown suit every now and then.
Yeah,
now, this is the 90s, so wearing a brown suit was outrageous for work at the time. It's like, oh, wow, you're wearing, look at you being a little wild, wearing a brown suit.
On Casual Friday.
That was Casual Friday suit. So a brown suit, you know, that was a little bit, you know, somebody's having fun at work kind of thing. Right. But they kept it neutral. But when it came to church suits, oh my God, there was all kinds of colors.
The yellow, the blue, the green, the
and
purple.
I worked at a store where the buyer had been working with women's clothes forever, and they just added the men's sections and he had no idea how to buy men's clothing at all. Yeah. And the suits were
hideous, atrocious.
Hideous. They were hideous.
Oh God.
I saw shark tooth. I saw pink and red. I saw all kinds of colors that shouldn't be on the suit. This is the 90s.
Yeah.
Now this is the 90s, y'all. But I saw colors that I thought to myself, these shouldn't be on a suit. I mean, if I was the Joker and I needed a suit, I'm the person you come to. Yeah. But if you are trying to impress a woman who is, I mean, dressed
for the nines,
just dressed to the nines, everything's put together well, from the purse to the shoes to the hat. You know, black ladies are all about the hat when it comes to church.
It's on Sundays you wear the good hat.
Yeah, you wear the good hat on Sundays. So everything is put together, and their man comes in looking raggedy as hell. Mm-hmm. And I was supposed to dress him, and I'm like, I had to look at her, and I'm like, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, walk over there and pick out 3 suits you like. And he would walk out and pick up the most atrocious suits I've ever seen. And I'm like, okay, so you like those? Now put them all back. Look at your wife. I
ask her what she wants.
I know what your wife wants, and your wife does not want you to wear any of that. She wants you to look like you belong with her. Not like not like, oh, when she'd be talking to the ladies, you know, you look, Sister Elma, you look so good. Girl, I love those shoes, that hat, everything else. Girl, what happened to your husband?
Yeah.
Girl, I don't know. Girl, we came in separate cars. I don't know. I said, I'm going to go to church.
I'm going to church tonight. If you can meet me there.
Yeah, I'm going to church. Just meet me there if you're going to wear that. So I made it a point to make sure that
the wife was happy.
Because
fuck the guy.
Yeah.
These straight
men.
men.
It's like these straight men. I'm like, and straight men over 50. I swear to God. Straight black men over 50. Y'all can't wear everything. Y'all can't stop. Y'all can't wear everything when it comes to suits. I mean, I know that black people can get away with wearing a purple suit every now and then, but you have to put it together right. Otherwise, you look ridiculous. And I had to tell you right now, these kids, I have seen kids in purple suits and they put it together right.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, they finally learned how to do this. Look at the kids, put it together right.
Mm-hmm. They got the colors and match and everything. Mm-hmm.
These
little pop of green right here.
Because, you know, I work Sunday brunch. And Sunday brunch in Houston is all about getting dressed up and coming out and showing out. And I don't, you know, for some reason, I don't think it's that much of a big deal for people of color. Oh, no, I'm sorry. For white people, I don't think it's a big deal. Well, I think for people of color, Hispanic and black people alike.
We go in.
We all go in.
We go in, baby. We're going to. It looks like we're going to the Ritz-Carlton.
Yeah, exactly. Because brunch, it's like, oh my God,
we're the Lord, baby.
Okay,
that's the day of rest.
Yes, exactly. It's like, wait a minute, we're all going to brunch. We got to get dressed.
For real,
we got to get dressed because I'm
going to church. For me, it was going to church. My mom's like, I remember I had shorts and a shirt, and she's like, "You can't wear that." I'm like, "Por qué?" Like, why? Like, and she's like, "Because it doesn't look good. You have to dress nice for Jesus, little baby Jesus." I'm like, "Bitch, Jesus is not here."
You'd be surprised to find this out. You know why you had to dress like that? Because I found that out from I would find that out from my mother too. It wasn't for Jesus. It was because the other ladies in church would talk about you.
Absolutely. It was that.
It wasn't, yeah. She said it was for Jesus, but no, it's not. No, it was because the other ladies in church.
They would say stuff.
They were like,
That's so sad that it has to be like that. My mother used to ask me to do her makeup because she knew that I didn't like going to church. She would wake me up to do her makeup and, get her dolled up to go to church. And I was like, bitch, what are you going to do when I'm gone? And I left like the next year.
But did you leave her with some skills? You have to leave her with some skills.
She knows the basics. Like my mom knows how to do a good smoky eye. But I'm like, girl, why are you wearing a smoky eye at a church service at 11 in the morning, bitch? We ain't going to have like...
Isn't that what you do at 5 o'clock mass? You don't do that at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Right. That's my mom. I was like, yo quiero un smoky eye.
My goodness, no! You don't wear a smoky eye.
No, my girl, the Latinos. All of the women have their eyes and their eyebrows and their lips tattooed on them. My mom's like, "Oh, I hate your tattoos." I'm like, "Bitch, I hate your lip tattoos."
You went through the trouble of shaving off your eyebrows so you could have them tattooed right back. Why?
Oh my God! Let me tell you something funny. My sister would says like, what you and your mom have in common? I'm like, what, bitch? I was like, she's like, both of you have your eyebrows shaved off. Because I was doing drag full time and I just shave off my eyebrows. And my mom had her eyebrows tattooed. So she would shave off her eyebrows. I'm like, girl, it's generic.
Well, don't you think it's a bit more professional though? I mean, drag is your profession. So it's a lot easier for you to just
a lot easier.
Shave it off. And
it does save you a good 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
It does save you. But at the same time, it's just like, I'm not doing professional and, a bitch is trying to get dick every now and then.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't be drawing eyebrows that might get smudged from getting hit in the face or something. Can you imagine just getting like, whoop,
yeah, exactly.
The whole eyebrow is gone and it's on his dick.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine you both had a wonderful time?
Oh my God. And
you both had a
one. He's like, what's wrong with your eyebrow? Nothing.
But the scenario, it's along those same lines. You both have had a wonderful time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're both laid on the pillow, looking at each other. You have a little small talk. You're giggling back and forth, and he says something, and you get all embarrassed, and you put your head into the pillow,
my God.
And then there are your eyebrows, and he's like, "Why are your eyebrows on my pillow?"
Can you imagine? Oh, God.
Not only can I imagine, I've been in that situation. It wasn't my eyebrows; it was the guy's eyebrows I was with. I'm like, "Why are your eyebrows on my pillow?" And is that your lashes?
It's like half of his face is gone.
He's like, "Well, you rushed me home. I didn't have time to do my stuff.
I got time to set it, baby.
I didn't have time to get all the stuff on." I'm like, "That's okay. We had a good time anyway." But I laughed he turned so many shades of red.
Oh my God, that is
he was so embarrassed, but I was laughing so hard because I had white pillowcases at the time, which, by the way, I've never bought white pillowcases after that.
Those are the devil. I've had white pillowcases, and after the show, sometimes I'm so tired and I fall asleep with my makeup, and then the next day I wake up with eyeliner, lipstick, beard print, contour, everything on the pillow, and it's there for whenever.
I know, and he, like I said, he had enough time, and he told me this while we were talking. He had enough time to go home and get most of the stuff off, and he's like, "Fuck it, he's not going to notice." Blah 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 blah. So, like I said, when it ended up on the pillow, and I'm like, "Oh my God, those are my white pillowcases." I don't know if I'm going to get that. I was laughing so hard. I didn't care. I mean, it
is what it is. We had a good time.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Ah!
Oh my God.
We had a good time.
He had skills.
Ah!
Skills for days.
Drag queens are the best. Love
and by the way, he was a top. So
my
he had
God.
skills. and he had the equipment to
match.
And you know, I'm not okay. This is not a brag. This is exactly what it is. I'm good. Okay, I'm not great. We've seen great, and sometimes great we have to say, oh no, no. I'm not up for that challenge. Not today. But I'm good. And so when men are with me, they're like, you know what? Yeah, I think we're gonna be okay. I think, yeah. You're perfect. We got this. So I'm good. I'm not overly, I've often said, I don't understand why you would want 12, 13 inches. That's too much.
Oh my God. Are you trying to die?
That's too much. You want the right amount of dick. I think the right amount is 7, 8.
7 or 8.
7 or 8.
7, 8.
There's
some guys that are pretty small, but they bitch. They can hit you real good.
But I had a 10 once, and it was
oh God, I had a 15.
Amazing.
I had a 15 in me, and I was like, "Bitch, get out!"
Yeah, exactly.
Like, get out.
It was. I had a 10 in me, and that's the biggest I've ever had in me, and it was amazing. Yeah, I mean, I was like, and he was a big old white country boy.
Oh my God, the best.
Yes, and you know what? We flip flopped. It was the first guy I flip flopped with.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was the first guy I flip flopped with, and. I did him, and he's like, so are you going to let me do that? And I'm like, okay, I'm versatile, but I wasn't prepared. Because every time I'm versatile.
Yeah.
I'm a true versatile. I can go back or forth depending on, I'm not a versatile top. Or I never understood anybody who says, I'm a versatile top or a versatile bottom. Bitch, you a bottom. Don't be ashamed to be a bottom, especially when you're a bottom. Don't be ashamed to be a bottom,
if
bitch.
I'm ever on apps and stuff, I don't even put that because it's just like, bitch, it depends.
Yeah.
It depends on the person.
Yeah,
too.
Exactly. But don't be ashamed of being a bottom.
Yeah, no bottom shaming ever, period.
No, we are in this age now where bottoms, let me tell you something. Bottoms should be celebrated as much as possible. Bottoms are amazing.
Bottoms are the reason why this world
yeah, exactly.
If it wasn't for bottoms, we wouldn't have
somebody, if the entire gay community in Houston was tops, somebody would have to be a bottom. Yeah. Somebody would have to be a bottom. And I can tell you right now, that first person who bottoms will never go back to topping again.
I know. And I always say, in order to be a good top, you have to be a good bottom.
Yes, you need a good bottom because it's the bottom. I'm sorry, tops, but it's the bottoms who
makes the world
go around. I'm sorry. And men, I don't understand why we get caught up so much in the masculine and the feminine thing.
Masculinity because we look at it as a feminine trait. But no, bitch, we're fucking gay. Like, my dick is dick. Like, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
My dad, when my dad and I talked about whether or not I was gay or not, at the time, I have to say that I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I knew I liked guys, though. But I'm like, wait a minute, but I haven't been with girls either. Maybe I'm just, I don't know, confused.
Yeah.
But he and I had that conversation, and he goes, well, just in case you are, just don't be a bottom, be a top. And I have to tell you this, I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know what
he knows the meaning.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he had an incident in the Army during Vietnam. When he was offered, but he said no, but I'm like, how does he know what a top and a bottom is?
Yeah, right.
I'm still to this day, I'm like, how does he know what a top and a bottom? I didn't know what a top and a bottom was.
Until later on.
Yeah, it wasn't until later on when I rented my first gay porn and I'm like,
bottom.
Oh, that's what you do. For the longest.
The labels.
Yeah, for the longest time, I thought gay men just rub their dicks together.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Same though.
I thought that's what they looked. And by the way, it felt good. It did feel good.
It does.
Yeah, it did feel good. And then when I bought them for the first time, I never rubbed another dick again. I was like, oh my God.
The first time is crazy because you don't know what the fuck is happening.
The first time he was way too big for me.
Oh, same.
And
big as in stature or big as in dick size?
No, big as in dick size. Same. He was 12. He was he was 5'4", 5'4" little white man with a great. Oh my God, he was a fanatic when it came to Michael Jackson. He had a Michael Jackson wall built into his house.
Oh my God.
And of course it was Halloween, so guess what? He was dressed up as Michael Jackson. And he gets me back to the house. He says we smoke a little bit of weed.
Oh.
We have a little wine.
Ooh, even better.
And he hits it, and he hits all those spots, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
But then we tried it again the next day when I was sober, and it hurt like hell. And I said, no.
Maybe
no.
there wasn't enough lube.
It probably wasn't enough lube, or maybe the wine and the weed had worn off. I have no idea, but
oh my God, can I tell you about my first time?
Mm-hmm.
I never said this publicly ever. Was a friend of mine that was visiting from Mexico over, and my mom let him sleep over. And
how old were you?
18.
18.
Actually, no. Yes. Actually, I don't. Yes, I was until I was 18 because I was like, I lost my virginity when I was 18. I was 18, and I did not know that he was gay, but we were really like cool, like friends and stuff like that. Like we went to go like jog together. We would go to the jungle gym and everything. And one day he like came over my house and he's like, you know, like I don't really consider myself straight. And I was like, me too. And he's like, do you want to have sex? And I was like, I've never had sex before.
I like how you said. Right now, you're looking at me like I never had sex before.
Yeah, I really. I was like, this is like nostalgic shit. And I was like 18, and I was like, I've never had sex before. He's like, really? And then we did everything, and then he's like, can you bottom? And I was like, he only spoke Spanish, and I was like, I don't know what that means because it's like pasivo or activo. I still don't know what that means. And I was like, I don't know. And then he like I bottomed for him. And then I was like, oh my God, this is incredible.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
I was like, but he was like, bitch. Like,
oh wow.
And I was like, take it out, take it out.
But I have to say, that first time. I think it's probably the most memorable. But you know what? I was a bottom. I started off as a bottom, and then I met a gentleman who's like, you know, you have the right size to be a top. You should try being a top. And I'm like, you know, no, I think I like being a bottom. And he's like, well, let's try it. And I'm like, okay. And I tried it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I kind of like
Topping
this too.
I think.
I like this
TMI,
too.
TMI. I only top right now, but I don't want anyone in that area.
But you know what? I have to admit that if I had to choose one or the other a little bit more, I probably would choose bottom more, a little bit more.
Yeah, because it's like you can be lazy. I
mean, when you're a top, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's a lot of work. I enjoy it, but I feel like that all the sensations and everything I felt. When you're a bottom, all those sensations are
everything.
You feel everything.
I mean, like that's why you should always want a partner that's like versatile.
You should get a versatile partner. You know,
just like a person. Oh my God, just someone that's skilled, someone that has experience.
See, this is why I was told that Joel, you need an outline and you need to stick to it and blah blah. We were supposed to talk about your dragon. Here we are talking about being bottoms and everything else. I'm like, oh my God.
Like, speaking of bottom,
I know.
Not to get off topic,
we got off topic, and we're about to go to break in about a few minutes. Which is fine. Which is this, and you know what? This is really what my show is. We sit around. You know, we shoot the shit, and we have a good time, and we talk about stuff.
Where does that expression come from? Shoot the shit.
I don't. It's a gross.
Just imagine people just shooting shit with their guns
gross.
In the lake.
It's kind of gross when you think about it. It's kind of gross.
Yeah, now that I said, I was like, shoot this shit, and like I couldn't imagine living in Oregon, shooting shit in the river. I hope that's 100% heterosexual because I found out something not too long ago. I had to do an episode where we were talking. When we were doing Pride Month, and I wanted to do a little bit of gay history. Yeah, and I found out something that completely blew my mind. And I have told this to every straight person that I could come across because I'm like, that's our thing. The high five was invented by a gay man, a gay baseball player from the 1970s. Yes,
He was coming around the base. Now, if you want to know who that is, I will look that up again because, yeah, it was from like 1970. He was the first out baseball player, he was completely out in the 70s. He had no shame in his game. He played for the San Francisco Giants. Ironic, right? Yeah. Played for the San Francisco Giants, and he had no shame in his game. His managers tried to get him to get married to a woman and blah, blah. He's like, I'm not doing that. I'm gay. That's not the point of me. Hello. And unfortunately, he might be in the Hall of Fame. I don't recall.
I'll probably look it up. San Francisco Giants, gay man, high-fiving.
Yeah, but he was rounding the base. He had hit a home run, and he was rounding third base. He was rounding the base, and another guy was on base, and the other guy made it home, and he was coming up, and for some reason, instead of reaching out to shake a hand, he raised his hand. He was so excited. He raised his hand, and the other guy slapped his hand. So when he went out to the Castro when he went out to the Castro later that evening, and everybody was like happy that he had won the game, he just started high-fiving everyone when he was in the Castro. So the high five is a gay thing, guys. It's a gay thing. It is a thing. You can look it up on Google, but it was invented by a gay man, and it was invented by a gay man of color, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So, yep. So,
sorry, my mom called me like 7 times right now.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I'm in trouble. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Do we need to take a break?
No. I mean, we could. I just text her. I'm like, hey, I'm busy right now. What's up?
Okay. Well, we could take a little bit of a break, I guess. I was going to wait until we reach the top of the hour, but we're almost there.
No, we can do it. We can do the top of the hour.
Okay, we'll do the top of the hour. So, so it was a gay man who invented that. And I was like, I had his name somewhere written around here. And I was going to bring him up. It was just something that I thought
that's actually a really good fact.
Yeah, I just like people to realize that gay culture has more effect on
impact
on society than you.
Going back to what we said before, gay people have invented things that have trended and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And gay Twitter.
Oh my God, gay Twitter in general.
I get to enjoy Black Twitter and gay Twitter because they are both so much fun. And you know who rules Black Twitter? Black women rule Black Twitter. Black women rule Black Twitter. And gay Twitter, it's run by the white guys, but I have to say that it's amazingly funny, and they're amazing. I'm not going to say woke. I hate saying woke. I just like to think
their eyes are open.
Their eyes are a little bit more open. Yes, I know it's woke. I know it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I know somebody's going to go, but isn't that yes, yes, it is the same thing. I got it.
Like woke is a word that is used continuously because like you can be woke and then you can live in this society, then get closed-minded again.
Yeah, but I think it's being abused. It's kind of like white privilege. I feel like it's
an overly used word.
It's an overly used word.
Because there's people that say I'm woke. I'm like, bitch, woke where?
Exactly. And white privilege, I'm like, okay, we get it. Yes, we get it. You have white privilege.
Yeah.
We get it. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
I'm more about, okay, well, we realized that. We realized that for God knows how long. Ask any minority group in this country. We realized that for a long time.
Baby, we've been oppressed for a long time.
Ask every person, every ethnic group that has built this country, from African slaves to the Chinese with the railroad to Latin America.
The Asians have not had a great representation of anything. It's because they've lived in such a communist sort of environment, and Asians need to get the acknowledgement.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like it's so sad because it's just like we forgive and we forget.
If black people are a side note, Asians are the asterisk. Because it's like, oh, well, black people did this. But then the Chinese people do. Or Asian people do.
Yeah, because Asian people were in concentration camps in the U.S.
Yes, exactly.
I think not even 100 years ago.
I had to point this out to someone who was talking about reparations on another show. And he said, well, why shouldn't Asians get reparations? Because they were in concentration camps in the United States. And I'm like, but they did. They got reparations for that. That is a documented fact that they were acknowledged to be in a concentration camp, and they were paid for that.
And they were paid for. I feel like they were paid to be silent.
Yes, but they were paid. Yeah. So we're now at the top of the hour. So now you can do what he needs to do. Something.
My mom.
He needs to do something. So we're going to be right back, and we're back. You know. The funny thing is, someone said this to me before. Joel, I felt like we were on break for like an hour. I'm like, so the audience will never know. They will think we were gone for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, right.
even though, because, I was a former smoker and I quit smoking about, almost 8 months ago now.
Oh, good for you.
And I smoked for 35 years. I smoked for 35 years. I started smoking when I was 17 and, it was hard. It was hard. I was sick for 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Yes, because I had to get all that stuff out of me.
Yeah, the withdrawals.
Yeah, I had the withdrawals and everything, and I was sick,
crazy.
and I was
good for you for doing that.
And I was evil.
Bitch, like you're like, oh,
and
someone bring me some
yeah,
holy
exactly.
water.
It's like any little thing would set me off, and people, Joel, you need to calm down, bitch. You need to calm down.
And it's so true because nicotine becomes a part of you.
Yes, it does. It does. It's every part of you. And since I quit smoking, I can't stand the smell of cigarettes. I can't stand it.
Same. Same.
I cannot.
I've smoked for like 2 years consistently since I turned 18 till I was 20. And then when I quit, I go every now and then. I go back, but like this last time, I'm just like the smell of it is so like grotesque.
I
think it's just it triggers a memory.
It was not too long. We were at Hamburger Mary's, and I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and we met a guy, and he was smoking, and my friend's like, "I'm gonna go get a cigarette." And I'm like, and my first thought was, I haven't had a cigarette in so long.
Yeah.
But then the moment that I smelled it, I felt like I was going to vomit. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God.
An instant trigger.
I'm like, you have to get that away from me. I cannot do it. And I have no desire to smoke.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that when I had drinks, I had to have a cigarette.
Yeah, always.
Oh my God.
They came hand in hand. One here,
they
one
went,
here.
and they just came hand in hand. And I thought that was going to be the hardest thing about quitting, but
no, it wasn't.
No, it actually wasn't. It actually wasn't. Speaking of smoking, and you'll get this joke in just a second. The CDC came out with some guidelines.
Oh my God.
About sex, and I'm
excited to hear this.
At first when I read it, I'm like, oh, okay, so they're going to tell us to wear a mask and all this other stuff, blah blah blah. So I read it, and by the way, you can go to the CDC website, and it's not going to say this. But it's going to say something that's going to be. If you own a bookstore, do you know what a bookstore is? Yes. Have you been to a bookstore?
I've been to plenty.
Okay, so I think the bookstore business. If you own a bookstore, honey, charge $10 a head because your business is about to come back. GloryHoles are now the thing. Yes, the CDC says if you want to do a glory hole, please do a glory hole.
Like with a condom or
no, they're actually saying. Okay, so here's what they're
what kind of ending goes on the glory hole?
Okay, so here's what they're saying. Here's what they're saying. Okay, what they're saying is that they want you to stay away from the facial area. Okay. They want you to stay away from the nose and the mouth because that, of course, a cough, a sneeze spreads the germs.
Yes, absolutely. But ejaculation doesn't.
But now, okay, there is another side story to that, and I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But they said if you want to engage in sex, you want to have a barrier between you. A wall is okay.
Can you imagine?
And I'm like, oh, can you imagine that oh my God. I've been waiting to hear, I have been hit on Growler so much in the last 2 weeks. And I've had to tell men, look, I'm not taking that risk. First of all, I have a little bit of, I'm trying to figure out what this chest thing is going on with me right now. So until I figure that out, I'm not doing anything.
I'm keeping offline.
Mm-hmm. And so once I have figured that out and everything else, once I read the CDC thing, I went, so I can go to a bookstore? Wait, I can go to a bookstore and now there are some guidelines.
Is there any good bookstores here in Houston?
You know what? Most of the best ones closed. The internet took over.
Yeah.
And, all the apps took over.
I think there's a Hollywood bookstore now.
But if you want nostalgia queens, go back to the bookstores. And I'm talking about the seediest, dirtiest, nastiest. Now, here's some guidelines that I would call these common sense guidelines. Okay, not the ones that the CDC said. Now, the CDC said as long as you keep a barrier, some kind of barrier between you and a wall is okay.
I can't believe they said bookstores.
Yeah. No, they didn't say bookstores. What they said is a barrier, a wall. If you can keep a wall. In gay terms, that's a glory hole.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
It is.
That's a glory hole. We all know this. I know any of my heterosexual listeners out there, y'all don't know what this is.
A glory hole.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that.
What is a glory hole? I've never heard of one.
Any of you heterosexual women out there don't know what a glory hole is, your heterosexual men do.
If they've been to a truck stop, they know what it is.
They know what it is. Trust me. So all gay men and men on the down low, you can go back to your glory hole.
Yeah, right? Can you imagine? Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Truck stops are going to be popping.
I know. I will tell you this, and these are some common sense things that I think you should do if you decide that the glory hole thing is your route, okay? Yeah. So, first of all, if you are going to hit a bookstore, remember, wash your hands. Sanitize. And I would suggest that you take a little, you know what I would like to say is, and I can't believe I'm saying this to gay men because I know we don't want to do this, but if you have to go to a bookstore, I say invest in a fanny pack. Here's what I want you to put in that fanny pack.
Fanny packs are cute, though. They're
okay. You know what?
They're coming back, but they don't wear them on their fanny. They wear them on their chest.
Well, you know what? I think I'd rather go with cargo shorts. At least they have more pockets, and that fanny pack doesn't look so terrible.
But you can't wear shorts if you have cargo shorts.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you some common sense advice on what to do with that. So whether you have cargo shorts or you can, I say either one,
or a purse,
or a little. I say a fanny pack. I don't think you should take a purse. You don't want to take a purse into. You're going to get robbed. Don't take no purse.
They're going to snatch it.
Yeah, they're going to snatch it and run. Or you're going
to forget it.
Yeah, or you're going to forget it. So don't take a purse.
Don't care.
Yes, exactly. Take a fanny pack, something you can strap around you, or wear cargo shorts with whatever. Here's what you need to have in that fanny pack. You need to get yourself an alcohol spray because this is what you're going to do. If you are the receiver, you need to make sure you spray that hole real good down with alcohol. Give it a good wipe.
Oh my God! Beforehand.
Yes, beforehand. Get your booth set up.
I'm gonna go antiseptic, antibacterial wiper spray.
Here's what I would do. Okay. If you're going to go back to the old way of doing things, you need to be prepared. Yeah, you're going to be sitting in a little booth that's about maybe 2 by 2, 1 by whatever. Yeah. With a little movie camera. I mean, not a camera.
A shower, basically.
With the size of a shower. You're going to basically have a TV screen that's going to show 99 different types of porn that you can watch.
It's not even it doesn't even play more than 3 seconds.
And you're not really going to watch it anyway. Yeah. You're not really going to. If you do, you're going to watch it to warm up.
Right. Or you're just going to watch it and be like, what the fuck am I watching?
So here's what I suggest. You get yourself an little bottle alcohol spray. Make sure you get the 91% Cypriel alcohol, which I know is hard to find these days. But I'm gonna give you a little secret. Go to the convenience stores.
Yeah,
they almost always have it.
The gas stations,
the convenience stores. They almost always have it. It's a little overpriced.
Yeah, but it's worth it because where else would you rather pay the extra on Amazon?
Yeah, exactly. So just get yourself a little bottle. Get one of those little spray bottles.
Mm-hmm. Put some of that alcohol.
Put some of that alcohol in. Then get yourself a small can of Lysol spray. And they do have now that might be hard to find because I know the CDC just said not the CDC, the FDA just said that 2 brands of Lysol can kill the coronavirus instantly.
Yeah.
So those will probably be sold out.
Yeah.
So if you can't get that,
but they've been sold out forever because I tried looking for some.
Yeah, exactly.
I just ran out recently.
You know, I had a can that I completely forgot about that I bought months ago that had been sitting in my counter because I hate the smell of it. I like my Febreze.
Yeah.
And my tropical mists and my
tropical
yes and my other stuff, but I only used it to like spray around the sink or the toilet or something. But it's become very handy now. It
has become because I used literally a whole bottle since I moved to Houston because I got a little scarce too, and I just sprayed everything in my car and everything that I would touch, and I'll take it with me to work and I'll wipe everything off at work with it.
So we have the alcohol spray.
Yeah.
Then you need to have the wipes.
The Lysol.
Have yourself some little handy wipes.
Yeah. You can find those at CVS for $1 because I bought a few, and they're you can find them at CVS.
You can find them at CVS. And you are to wipe down everything. You wipe around the hole. You wipe the wall. Because you're going to be, first of all, your hands are going to be on that wall.
You're going to wipe the whole fucking wall.
Yes, wipe that wall down. Now, you don't have to do the whole wall. Just figure where you, if you're going to be the receiver, if you're going to be the receiver, figure out your position.
Absolutely.
You have time. That dick won't be coming through the hole for a few minutes. So you have a few minutes to figure out your space there. Where your knees are going to go, that kind of thing. And by the way, I would suggest that if you're going to be on your knees, and especially if you're the older queens, I cannot stress this to you older queens with knee problems.
Bring a pillow.
Get those knee braces. Go to any, I am slowly back in the gym. I had to wait until I got all the lung stuff off of me. So I had to buy some knee braces because sometimes I have issues. Buy a knee brace. Make sure you spray it with alcohol. That way you're comfortable when you're down. You want to be comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to be down there for a while.
Yeah.
And depending on how hungry you are, and I know a lot of us are super hungry, you're probably going to be servicing a lot of dicks.
Baby.
You're probably going to be servicing a lot of dicks. So get yourself some comfortable knee pads that you can wear because you're going to be there for a while. Make sure, oh, by the way, bring cash. You don't want your credit card to show up from whatever bookstore in case.
Screaming.
And I'm not telling this to gay men. I'm actually telling this to the men who might
are curious.
Who might be a little curious, got a wife and some kids at the house, and you don't want nobody to know. Bring cash.
If your woman is tired of you.
Yeah, bring cash because you don't want nobody.
The best way to get off is through a gay man.
If you're a frat boy and you haven't been around, I don't understand the whole frat boy thing, but we'll talk about that later. But, if you're on a down low, and I can't believe I'm saying those words again because we should not, in this day and age, I should not be using the words DL ever. But if you're still on the down low, pay cash. Do not put it on a credit card. Do not buy anything other than, okay, first of all, do not buy any, why would anybody buy a video? Can you, what are we going to play? I don't have anything to play.
Yeah, a computer.
What are you going to play it on? My computer.
I don't want my computer to be. I don't.
It still has a disc player, but I opened it one time, and I thought that was a decorative piece until I opened it, and I'm like, oh my god, this is a disc player. Look at that! I didn't know that it actually took a disc. I thought it was just a decorative piece, just to be cute.
I didn't. I have a desktop, and I didn't know that I had a disc thing.
Yeah.
And I pushed the button. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I did the same thing.
They make it look cute.
I have been using computers since I was, I don't know how long, and I went from floppy disk to hard disk to CD-ROM, all this other stuff. But in the last few years,
everything is like through the internet.
It's on the cloud. Why would I? So the other day,
just on Twitter.
The other day when I have a gaming computer, and those are super powerful. So the other day I was cleaning, and I was cleaning my computer to get the dust off and everything, and I accidentally pushed the button. I'm like, oh, wait, this has a disc thing in it? I wouldn't think that on a gaming computer that you would put a disc player.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's not like I have music or anything to play. I'm looking around the house going, do I have any music or? It's just useless.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at your computer, I could see that it is a gaming.
Yeah,
on it.
It is. I bought a gaming computer simply because gaming computers are more powerful than desktops.
Absolutely.
So, I actually game. I game on it a little bit, but I have another gaming system. So, but I use it to do all my podcasting stuff. Eventually, I'll be doing videos and other stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, I have time on my hands. So eventually I'll be doing all of that stuff. So back to the common sense list, because we're still working on GloryHoles.
Yeah,
I want everybody, I'm trying to make sure that I educate, especially the young people, because y'all may not understand. I know a lot now. You're in the middle when it comes to maybe on the tail end millennial.
I don't even know.
I think you're I think you're 26.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the tail end. So
Okay,
you're a tail end millennial. So you know what a bookstore is?
Yeah, I know what a bookstore is.
And you've probably been, I'm sure Florida. My God, I was in Florida and there were a lot of them. My God.
My favorite one was on North Lake. Those of you that are from Florida, South Florida, North Lake. And it was called Adult Bookstore. And it was in red font. And it was so big.
It's amazing. The
bookstore was big too.
I know. It's amazing that bookstores don't really need to have fancy names. All they need to be called is Adult Bookstore.
Adult Store, literally in red, somewhere in red.
You're not going to go to Carl's Adult Bookstore or any of that other stuff. It just says Adult Bookstore.
Adult Bookstore or Adult Store.
In Texas, when you take a drive anywhere, like if you go to Austin or San Antonio, they're littered around those are actually fun. Because it's usually the country boys.
I do have a rule on bookstores and houses. Is like, I will, never go to one in my own city. Baby, if I'm visiting somewhere, you best believe.
So,
but not in my hometown.
So back to common sense bookstore stuff. GloryHole stuff. Now, I know that, especially on Growler, I know that a lot of these guys like to set up their own in-home.
Oh my God! Yes, I've seen that.
Yes, their own in-home books, their own in-home GloryHoles.
Yes.
Now, I'm not a big fan of that. I don't like strangers.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't want a stranger. I have a lot of equipment around, and I don't. I don't want somebody to go, I'm gonna steal all this shit.
You're right.
But if you want to do that, if you want to just at least know who you're dealing with.
I know most people do it out of their garages. Out of experience.
Yes. Yes. I've seen the garage ones.
Yeah.
And,
It's a pretty good idea. It's a good concept because people build like a little cube.
Yes, they build a little cube. I've seen some where they just only have the sheet up.
I've seen the sheet ones too.
And
right
usually,
in front of the door.
these are the ones now. These are the ones who have maybe a little bit more money in the bank. They will go to a hotel or something, like a cheap little motel.
Yeah.
Cheap little motel and set up kind of like a GloryHole kind of thing.
Too.
And I think that's also acceptable as well.
Yeah, that is.
Just be safe.
Yeah, just be safe.
Just be safe. Watch your surroundings. Like I said, if you're going to go, I would suggest, and you know what? I might actually do this. I might actually go to a bookstore. Girl, I'm starving.
I'm parched.
I'm starving. And the CDC said as long as I'm not in the nose-mouth region,
You're okay.
I'm okay. Now, there is a little bit of an issue.
Yeah.
They have found the coronavirus in semen, and it can cause infertility. But then I thought, wait a minute, I'm a 50-year-old gay man. Who am I going to get pregnant? I don't really care. I don't have COVID, by the way. But I'm not going to get anybody pregnant.
Absolutely.
And so I'm not. But for those of you who might want to have kids someday, y'all need to be careful.
Yeah, be careful.
Please be careful. For those of you who do want to have kids someday,
that's crazy.
If you get COVID, and hopefully they found this in people who are asymptomatic. Now, I'm starting to worry because when a lot of the young people are getting COVID and they're asymptomatic, they are talking about there might be problems down the road. There might be health issues down the road. Just because you don't have the symptoms doesn't mean that's why I worry.
Doesn't affect you.
Yeah, that's why I worry when young people are running out here just trying to get COVID on purpose. Y'all don't understand. Just because you might not feel any of the symptoms now, you might have problems later. What if you can't have a kid later?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they did find this in semen, and it did cause infertility in some of the people that they found it in.
Oh, wow.
So, y'all, if men, you want that sperm to stay healthy, put your goddamn mask on if you want to have some kids.
Period.
I don't think I have to tell this to gays.
No.
I don't think I had to tell this to
There's
gays.
some gays that do, but I'm not one of those.
Look, I know that there are some gays who are big Trump supporters. I know that there are gays who are Republican, and I get it. You have the right to be who you want to be.
Absolutely.
You have the right to be who you want to be. All I'm saying is common sense. Common sense. The CDC says wear a mask, wear a mask.
Yeah, wear a mask. That's all you have to do is just wear a fucking mask.
And stop walking into businesses. Now, I'm not, once again, not talking to the gays, because like I said, when you see all the stuff that people are, all the foolishness on Twitter and Facebook and all this other stuff.
I was like, I don't understand. Do you guys not believe that it's a real issue, or are you just like choosing to just be disruptive? You know,
I feel like, you know what I feel like? I think people are scarier than they want to admit.
Absolutely. And
they live in this fantasy world where they try to think that they want to go back to the way things were.
But we can't, because right now we're living in a time that is
So I think that's why, I'm not trying to explain away anything. You're being stupid. But for the fact of the matter is that I can empathize. This whole thing has scared everyone.
It has.
It has terrified everyone.
Something different that's happening.
Yeah. We in human history, I would never think, I had to survive the AIDS stuff during the 90s. And that was scary enough.
That's scary. Even just watching things about that is terrifying. I would never even know what to do.
Yeah, exactly. And now to see us going through this again, but it's on a different level, where it's affecting everyone.
Yeah.
And, it's unprecedented. So I understand that there's a lot of fear out there. I know that people are falling for the most ridiculous shit because they really want things to be normal. That's what the fear is. I want to go back to normal. It's not that I don't want to wear a mask. I want to go back to normal. Well, the fact of the matter is in order to go back to normal,
we have to get through this.
We have to get through this. And by the way, there's no such thing as normal anymore. We've gone way past normal. There is nothing normal anymore.
There is not. This is the new normal.
This is the new normal.
And it sucks. The new normal is having vending machines full of masks. The new normal is having to wear a mask in public. The new normal is having the occupancy at 25%.
Yes, exactly.
And that isn't. It's so sad because it's so like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I am laid off for the second time. The second time because
I haven't even heard back from my first two jobs, and now I got a new job, and then I got laid off again.
So this is not normal. So I get it.
It is what it is. We have to roll with the punches.
We just have to roll with the punches.
That's what we do. We can't do anything else. We can choose to work somewhere, and I'm thinking about like actually finding a job if my unemployment doesn't come through.
But yeah, we just have to make it through. We'll make it through.
Absolutely, and we will.
We will make it through.
We are humans, and we are able to.
We have survived.
We are eclectic, and we are able to morph into whatever.
Yeah, we adapt.
We adapt. That's what I was word.
We adapt so easily, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah, and it just sucks that we're going through this tough time right now, and it is what it is. We have to live through it. We have to listen to what the CDC says. We have to continue and strive on because in order to get through this, we have to listen and follow the guidelines that they provide us.
Exactly. So, like I said, when it comes to, like I said, we'll be following the CDC guidelines while I'm at a bookstore.
Absolutely. With that being said, make sure to sanitize the hole before.
Make sure you wash your hands. I will be wearing a mask up until...
little
I didn't give it any advice for when you're putting it in the hole. For those of you who are putting it in the hole, let me give you some quick advice. First of all, make sure
wash your dick.
Yes, soap and water. Soap and water, please. Soap and water. I need to smell ivory soap or some kind of soap.
Oh my God, can you guess?
I know, right? Please wash.
Sometimes it smells like you're smelling the ocean down there.
Oh, please. I do have allergies, so please don't use any Axe body wash.
Oh my God.
I don't understand why.
If you use that, just please, just turn straight.
Yes.
If you're using Axe body
spray, I will know
spray,
immediately that this is straight dick coming through the hole if it smells like Axe body spray.
If it smells like a 15-in-1. Like, not only is this a good shampoo, conditioner, body soap, it's also a good tire cleaner, car cleaner.
Oh my God, heterosexual men, good Lord.
If you wear something that's like 2-in-1, baby.
I hate to admit it, I did do the 2-in-1 for maybe a minute, and then I realized, Okay, my skin's dry, my hair's dry. This shit is terrible.
I know, because it dries.
Dries everything.
Yeah, I don't trust it.
And people of color can't have ashy skin. We cannot have it. No, baby, no.
You won't know if I'm dry.
Yes, exactly. And you have a little melanin in that skin, and people instantly know that you are dry.
Okay, I'm like, yes, it's just, I forgot to put lotion on today. It really is like that.
I'm okay with smell. My friends used to make fun of me because I would smell like cocoa butter. I didn't care.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I smell like shea butter. Fun of me.
He's like, you smell like baby powder. I'm like, because I put baby powder on my asshole.
Exactly. I smell good, don't I?
Exactly.
Joel, you smell like chocolate. Thank you.
I'm delicious, baby.
I'm delicious. You can't make fun of that. I don't care that I smell like chocolate. And you smell like Axe body spray. Guess who? Yeah. Guess who's going? Yeah, exactly.
You smell like chemicals, baby.
You smell like chemicals. And by the way,
like I can set you on fire.
Let me remind you once again: those commercials, they're just commercials. No woman on the planet.
I have still to this day. If I ever have a little rendezvous with a man and he smells like Axe body spray, like. No. No, thank you.
No, thank you. So make sure the dick doesn't smell like Axe body spray. If you are a well-endowed man, make sure there's no jagged edges in that glory hole. You don't want to get a splinter in there.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Oh my God. You don't want to get a splinter in there.
Oh, make sure always bring a sanding paper.
And and as someone jokingly said, be careful of your back. Because I know that if somebody is doing their job down there, you tend to push it in, and you can really hurt your lower back. Oh, because if somebody is really doing their job, if someone is giving you the blowjob of your life, you're going to push it in, and that back is going to snap.
Oh, my God.
Make sure.
That's good to know.
Yes, that's good to know. So make sure, protect your back, girl.
For real.
Protect your back. I know it's good. I know it's been a long time, but protect your back because he will... That Hoover vacuum.
If you suck your life out, then your
yeah, exactly. That vampire sucking your dick right then and there. Yes, we'll take your back with you. We'll definitely take your. And like for the same rules as he has to do when he's on his knees, the same rule applies to you. Scope out your booth, figure out where you're gonna put your hands, sanitize that area, make sure You make sure that you have everything sanitized because I know some guys.
Make sure that you're protected. And
yeah, exactly.
Sanitized.
When I have been on the other side of that, my hands are usually up top.
Yes, absolutely.
Up top.
They usually have like a grip or something.
Yeah, you really should have a grip.
Yeah, they should have like one of those monkey bars, like here, like.
Yeah, exactly. There have been a couple of times where it's been really good, and it's been like right here, and it's like, oh, whoa, slow down! I'm gonna be done in 2 minutes. Stop. Or I have bam,
I think it's like the burliest men that have the best experience.
Yes, exactly. So,
equal opportunist.
Oh, and by the way, and I want to stress this because I think this is going to happen.
Yeah.
I really do think this is going to happen. Remember, if there's a line, it's still 6 feet. Like there used to be when you go to the H-E-B or the grocery store.
Yeah.
When you had those little markers.
Yeah. People don't follow them.
No, H-E-B was...
I haven't been to an H-E-B here yet, but I've heard only good things.
The H-E-B that I go to right down the street from my house. Oh no! If you had, they would come in between 6 feet. Tell you right then and there, you need to stand right there, 6 feet. Oh, they were on top of it. So you're gonna have to hire some extra staff because you're gonna have these men stand in line. And I don't know what that. If you were standing outside, by the way.
Oh my God! I had to do that for Whole Foods.
I know. I don't.
I just wanted to buy some exotic mushrooms.
Yeah, I know, but I don't. I guess my advice to you, if you're standing outside, wear a big hat.
Yeah,
wear something
because you will be
baseball
out there
cap or something. Not only because it's going to be hot out there, because you don't want anybody to recognize you out there. Maybe somebody is riding down the freeway and go, "Wait, that looks like." No, you don't want want people to recognize you. Wear a baseball cap, wear a skull cap, wear some dark glasses. Yeah. Anything that will keep people from, because you might be standing outside waiting to get inside. So make sure you wear some kind of
so they won't break into your car.
No, so that they won't recognize. You don't want your wife to drive by on her way.
I thought you were thinking. I thought you were still talking about the HEB.
If you're standing, if you're at a bookstore,
okay.
You know, I would wait and just
Okay.
Bookstores. Here's a plan. Institute a number system. And just make everybody
just a text number.
Yeah, and just everybody waiting in their car.
Yes.
Everybody just waiting. Oh, we're a little crowded right now. You are number 65. Just wait in the car.
Give us your number and we'll send you a text.
Yeah, we'll send you a text. As soon as the booth opens, we'll send you a text.
Name and number.
And sit in your car. So that's a good.
That's such a good idea.
I feel like
I thought you were still talking about the HEB, and I was
we're still on. I feel like if I had the money, I would open up a makeshift bookstore right now because I know I would make a ton of money.
A bookstore with no books.
A bookstore with no books.
With 5 books. And
maybe
3 DVDs.
3 DVDs.
And the 4 of them are scratched out.
And I'll exactly. The DVDs would be stuff that I downloaded from X videos or something. The best of Pornhub.
Right? Can you imagine? These are all my thumbed up, and then these are my hearts.
Yes, exactly. Good Lord. I feel. Oh my God, bookstores are. You are gonna. The CDC has done y'all right. The bookstores are gonna.
The bookstores have been acknowledged.
Yeah, the bookstores have been acknowledged. GloryHoles are back. I'm a little worried though because literally any bathroom that I go to now, I'm a little worried that if I go to take a pee, there's suddenly going to be a drill coming through the next.
Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm, exactly. Or hearing the sound of a drill coming through.
Can you imagine you're just taking a piss there, then you just see a fucking drill come through? I was like, I was gonna fit that little.
It's like, no, the drill bit at the end that makes the big hole.
Circle,
yeah, that makes the big hole. Yeah, that's what you're gonna see coming through, and it's like. Damn!
You got sandpaper on the other side.
you better make sure you sand that down. I'm not sticking my dick in there.
We got duct tape.
Oh my God! Well, you know what? We have had another great show.
We did.
We had another great. And you keep looking at your watch. Do you need to be somewhere?
No, my mom keeps texting me. She's being stupid. My mom does. Mm-hmm. She's like, "Are you done?" I'm like, "No."
Mm-hmm. Oh, good Lord. Okay, well, I'm gonna let you have to talk to Mom. So we're gonna go. Well, I think he's gonna run out to the car. I think we need one more tequila shot before you go.
Have you done yours?
Yes, I already did mine.
I was waiting for you. Okay.
Well,
Cheers, everyone listening.
Yes, cheers, everyone listening. I am Joel Tatum. We had such a good time on the show, and Charlotte ShottGunz.
That's such a good name, Charlotte Scott.
Charlotte ShottGunz.
Like if I ever become trans or anything, that's going to be my name, Charlotte Scott.
Charlotte ShottGunz. He's going to be back on this show every now and then. He's going to be my little sidekick every now and then because we have had such a good time. We have had really good time. So he's going to be my sidekick every now and then. So y'all can get a little bit more of a. I've missed having a humorous partner.
Yes.
I mean, because my humor is very straight and. I need somebody a little bit goofy, and you're kind of goofy. Or I can be goofy. It doesn't matter, but it's somebody to bounce stuff off of. So
everyone always calls it dumb bitch energy.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with a little DBE. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with a little bit of DBE. Exactly.
Look at our president.
Exactly. That's a lot of DBE. That's
that's a whole.
That's a whole kind. Oh my God.
That's a whole person.
Yeah, that's another podcast. We not gonna get it. We try to keep it light. Yes. I mean, the world is dark enough. It's so dark out there.
Shining on the light bulb.
Mm-hmm. And I want to before we go, I want to tell everybody out there. I know it's rough. I know it's really rough. Just do the best you can. Absolutely. Wake up every day.
Wash your hands. Wear a mask.
Yeah. Besides all of that, wash your hands. Wear your mask. 6 feet. Keep yourself mentally together.
Absolutely. It sucks.
It sucks.
Time that we're going through right now, but this is you have to look at it as a new chapter in life, and right now we're going through a rough chapter.
We're going through a rough chapter, so just try to keep it together. Try to do your thing. Rely on your friends.
Yeah.
Rely on your family. Whoever you need to talk to.
Call your mom.
Call your mom.
Call your mom. If you got no one to talk to, call your mom, because your mom's going to say a lot.
Yeah, exactly. She's going to say a lot. And then you're going to be like, oh, my God.
Why did I call her?
Oh, my God. Why did I call her? Thank you for talking to me for 5 hours, but why did I?
We got nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's always nice to talk to you.
Yeah, so just lean on, find somebody to lean on and get outside, take a walk, get out of the house, find something to do that doesn't involve a crowd.
Take a walk is such a great
Take a walk, go to the park.
There's a hiking trail. I've been doing that.
Sit in the park, read a book, do something to take your mind off of things.
Go out in the sun, even if it's just your front yard.
I want to leave I love all you little gays. No matter whether you're a little lesbian, little bi, little trans. I love y'all are all my little gays as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
And I love you all. So we are done. Are we done?
We're done.
We're done.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're going to have one more shot.
One more shot.
Not on the air, but we're going to have one more shot. And then we're going to take a couple of pictures, which I'm going to post on the page on Instagram because, we are having a good time on Instagram. We are having a good time. Instagram has always been what do I do with Instagram? I never could figure out what to do with Instagram.
Just post random shit. That's what I do.
I tried that, and I'm not a picture guy. I'm not one of those guys.
I just post a lot of my old drag pictures.
I'm not a picture guy. It's like, do I need to take a picture of me eating something, or do I need to take a picture of me taking a bath, or do I need to take a
picture of me looking seductive?
Yes, exactly. But seductive for me could be, and navigating all the filters and all this other. I'm like, they all work. Yeah, I know they all work, but and then trying to, I have 2 pairs of glasses, so I have to go back and forth between glasses and all this, trying to figure out which one looks the sexiest or the nerdiest.
Can you imagine?
I know.
I just wear contacts for that.
I wore contacts, and I was going to get contacts again, but unfortunately, I touch my face a lot, and with all this Corona stuff going on, I'm like, I didn't want to. I will do contacts later. I'm not going to do contacts right now. I'll wait till all this stuff is done. But I can't.
I only wear my contacts when I go out.
So I'm not gonna do contacts. I'm okay with glasses for right now.
Glasses are good.
Besides, I look sexier.
Ooh, seductive.
I do look seductive. You take them off and go, hot nerd. I'm a hot gay nerd right now. All right. We are done. I never have a good ending for a show. I never figured out how to end the show.
Cheers to the queers and everything else in between.
I know. It's like cheers to the queers
and everything else in between.
I know. And everything else in between. But I already did that with the little gays thing. And then we started talking some more.
It's okay.
So, bye, my little gays.